What's up, everybody? So I just decided to come back and share a little more with you guys. One of my good friends, after viewing my first video earlier today, she let me know with constructive criticism that I failed to go into detail about what happens to me when I suffer an anxiety attack. So I just decided to come back, drop a few lines, and maybe just give a little advice or suggestion. Well, I kind of gave that in my first video, so no need to go through all of that again. But basically, what happens to me when I suffer an anxiety attack, it could be anything from shortness of breath to hysterically crying. My body temperature might rise. I might start to sweat. I might fidget, get nervous. Sometimes I see it befitting to just be quiet. And just shut down in that moment and just let it pass, refocus, think about some other things, some better things to give me a more peaceful, positive headspace to be in. One time I went out with one of my friends and we went out for some drinks, catching up, chopping it up, filling her in on things that had gone on in my relationship over the course of the few months that we weren't speaking. And in doing so, that triggered an anxiety attack because I'm talking about everything that I'm going through. So I'm reliving it. And I went back to her house, talking, trying to have a good time. One thing led to another. I just start crying uncontrollably, hysterically crying. Crying so much so that I threw up all over her living room floor. Embarrassing, much, but her being the friend that she is to me, she understood. It was just something that I guess in that moment that I had to go through. Another time I was at work. I was triggered by one of the people I was talking about earlier, and I had the bright idea of taking not one but two of my anxiety pills, my clonazepam, and the side effect that I suffered is the wrong word, but the side effect that I dealt with the most was sleepiness. Made me very tired. It mellowed me out. It helped me to just be in a calm, relaxed state, but it made me very, very tired. And I decided to take these two pills, and that wasn't a good idea because now I'm walking around work looking like a zombie and sort of feeling like one too. I felt kind of like I was on cloud nine, but at the same time, not really. Um, I found myself drinking a bunch of water, trying to get it out my system. That didn't prove to be the brightest idea that I've ever had in my life, but in that moment, that's what I felt like I needed to do, or else it was going to result in me crying uncontrollably and not being able to catch my breath because at that time, the situation that I was going through was still very new. It was still very raw. I was still licking my wounds. Now it's a little easier to deal with. I still get triggered from seeing certain people, but not to that point where I feel like I need to have my pills. I was again at work. I'm talking to my mom on the phone, and I just started having these heart palpitations. Like I just felt like I couldn't catch my breath. So I took one of my anxiety pills, and I immediately went to go get some coffee because I didn't want to be sleepy. Um, the job that I do definitely requires 100% of my attention, my focus, and having taken that pill, I wasn't going to be all there. So I took the pill because I wanted to be calm and I wanted to be relaxed, but I didn't want to be sleepy. So I take the pill and then I go and get a super large cup of coffee thinking that that's going to do something. It did what I needed to do in terms of my mood. It shifted my mood from anxious and on 10 to calm and maybe on like a 5. But that tiredness, that was something that was inevitable. I was going to feel it one way or the other. The coffee didn't help. Drinking all of that water after I took those 2 pills didn't help. So it's just it's dependent upon my environment and who I'm around, how I wake up that morning, what time of the month or week that it is. Um, my triggers may not bother me. Other times they might. I just learn how to refocus and try to bring myself into a more positive headspace and switch my thoughts, my thought process, just to get myself out of that frame of mind where I feel like in any second I'm gonna lose it. In any second I'm gonna break down. In any second I'm just, I'm gonna suffer from not being able to breathe. Nobody's gonna know what's wrong with me, or everybody's gonna know what's wrong with me, and then I'm gonna be the talk of the town yet again. So that's pretty much just what happens to me when I suffer from one of my anxiety attacks, which, like I said before, these last 2 days, I've been grateful and thankful to not have really gone through anything, but certain milestones are approaching for me. So, not saying that I'm looking forward to and I'm waiting for and I'm hoping for an anxiety attack, but I wouldn't be surprised if I just started to be in a more anxious space moving forward over the next couple of months, because there's just, holidays coming up and things like that just bring back a ton of memories, and that's another one of my triggers. So I'm not on the clonazepam anymore. Sometimes I feel like I need the pills. Other times I know that I don't. I'm just trying to get to a place where I never need them ever again. Like, I don't even want it to be an afterthought. Like, if I had a pill, I would take it right now. I don't even want to be in that space. I just want to be able to learn how to work through my anxiety, deal with any and everything that comes my way, and just get stronger every day. So that's really about it. Yeah. Night, y'all.